Hi, I'm the Australian in Belarus, and I want to share with you today 3 things that Belarusian people say that really make me laugh. The first thing is they're not actually words, but it's like a sound. So I might be saying something, they're saying something, and then the Belarusian person will say something like, make this sound like, mm-hmm. It's very, very distinct. It's not like, mm-hmm, uh-huh. No, it's like, mm-hmm. And I've noticed this, and I didn't know what it was the first few times, but then I see it now, or I hear it, should I say. I hear it now, and I'm like, okay, that means something, and I don't really know what it is, but they seem to maybe be agreeing with me, or things are kind of flowing in the right direction. I really don't know, actually, what it means, but it sounds funny. And now I have a problem because I've thought about this thing so much that it makes me laugh. So if I'm in a conversation with a Belarusian person or Belarusian people, and I hear a I kind of like kind of try to control my laughter, but it just sounds funny to me. It just seems to pop up at the most random moments. Even my Apple lady at the market, I'm like, извините, можно, пожалуйста, пакет? So I get my packet and I putting in the yablok into my bag, and she's looking at me like she's like, mm-hmm. I don't know what that means. I don't know what it is, but it seems to be a good thing. So that's the first thing that I find funny, and I think that's only in Belarus. I'm pretty sure. Whereas the second one is this word tak, right? This seems to be in all Russian language countries. I've heard Russian people also use this word, and the word tak, it seems just to go like on its own. So like you'll have a sentence like, I'm going to the ballet, and then wait, and then tak, and then wait, and then more words. It's never in a sentence. You wouldn't say like, "Ya lublю tvorog tak," right? You wouldn't have this kind of thing. It's always pause, tak, and pause. And people don't seem to put any words with this. It's never like mnogo tak or bolshoi tak. It's just tak. Now, what I think it is, and please let me know if this is correct, what I think tak is like some words of encouragement to oneself. So maybe I'm thinking about something, I'm fixing something here, and I'm like, okay, what's next? Tak. This is what it seems to be to me, kind of keeping you on the path to whatever the hell you're doing. This word tak. Please let me know if this is true. This is what it seems to be. It seems like when maybe there's a series of tasks, maybe you do 10 things in a row and you've done 5 and you're like, okay, what's next? Tak. It somehow gives you the strength, the inner strength to carry on and do the other 5 tasks. And the third thing that I find funny, so in English, of course, you say thanks for short or thank you. And then you can say you're welcome. In America, it's very common to say you're welcome. In Australia, for example, we consider this quite formal and less likely to say you're welcome. But nonetheless, of course, in the Russian language, you have an equivalent, and it would usually go spasiba and pожалуйста. This would be your thing. Now, in the English language, there's a strict order. First, the person says, thank you. So you do me a favor, you do something for me, you help me, and then I say, thank you, as a sign of appreciation. And then you would say, you're welcome, back to me. Has to be in this order. You can't do something for me and say you're welcome because I haven't said thank you yet, right? So it makes no sense in English. It's like, what are you talking about? But in Russian, it seems to be okay. In fact, it's quite common for someone to do a favor and then say pожалуйста at the same time, but you haven't thanked them yet. You haven't said спасибо yet. And I find this very, very funny because it kind of creates this social pressure to say thank you. And this is how it works in Western countries. If you do something for me and then you say you're welcome before I say thank you, you're telling me that I'm rude because I didn't say thank you yet. So it's a very big cultural difference there. Whereas here, it's okay. You can say pожалуйста first or thank you first. It doesn't really matter. Now, what I've noticed, when you get people who are kind of like angry and like a bit kind of like don't really want to talk much, maybe older people who kind of had a hard life in the communist era, I noticed that if you say spasiba, they might not say pожалуйста. Maybe they don't say it. Doesn't matter, right? But I notice if you say spasiba bolshoy, this, it seems to be some magnetic force that forces them to then say pожалуйста. You can have the grumpiest person. They're angry. They hate the world. They hate me. They hate everything. But if you say spasiba bolshoy, then they will always say pожалуйста. It's like some social contract, which I don't quite understand, but I definitely see this happening. These are three things that Belarusians say that really make me laugh. In fact, the first one's not even saying, it's just that, if you can explain them to me, I'd love to hear your explanation, or maybe share some things that you think are funny in English or that you think are also funny in Russian.